It has been 7 months since we learned that my wife can't have kids and she still has not gotten over it. I am seriously considering a divorce. Title may seem harsh, so I apologize. Also using a throwaway because my friends know my real account. Bit of background info about my 35M wife 34F, she's an only child and had a rather lonely childhood. So to her, having kids and watching them grow up together is an important issue for her, if not the single most important issue. To make a long story short, 7 months ago we learned that my wife is incapable of having children. Of course both of us were devastated and she ended up leaving her job. For the first month after learning this terrible news, all she did was cry and watch Netflix in bed. I brought her meals in bed, started working from home, and gave her my full support because it was the least I could do. But now it's 7 months later and she's still crying and watching Netflix in bed all day. I ask her every day if she needs anything, but all I get in response is variations on either leave me alone or some peace and quiet. Virtually the only time she gets out of bed are when she fixes herself some snacks, uses the bathroom, or takes a shower. I do all the cooking, cleaning, and laundry. I've suggested many things to help her recover, including but not limited to 1. Therapy. She said that all therapists spew BS back at you. 2. Adoption or using a surrogate. She shot down both, saying that it just didn't feel right to her. 3. Moving to her parents' city. She said moving 100 miles was too much stress. 4. Buying a corgi puppy, corgis are her favorite. She snapped at me saying that a puppy is no substitute for a real human child. 5. Taking her on a week-long trip to anywhere she chooses. Again, she said that's too much stress. Earlier tonight I had a talk with my wife. I told her that our relationship is just not sustainable if she continues to act this way and that she needs help. She said that she's fine and called me an asshole for suggesting that she get help. Don't get me wrong, I love my wife with all my heart. I'm doing my best to help her, but she is refusing that help and in total denial. I know that she'll be devastated if we get a divorce, but honestly I cannot bear living like this for much longer. What do, or can, I do?
Relevant comment. Witchy_woman 420. This is a very hard situation and I'm so sorry you're going through this. Being an aspiring parent myself, I absolutely sympathize for you and your wife. But at the same time, she sounds severely depressed, and the fact that she refuses to seek help and snaps at you for trying to help her is unacceptable, and after so long of this, I can totally understand where you're coming from. You have listed some great suggestions, and you're doing a great job. May I suggest writing her a letter? Sometimes writing a letter is a much better option when the subject is difficult or you don't get a positive response during a conversation. I would be 100% honest, letting her know you love and support her, but you feel the distance and it's taking a toll on your marriage. Let her know that your marriage will be in jeopardy if she doesn't put in the effort to get better. I would add that you would rather get through this together and not be forced to separate. Leave the ball in her court. Hand her the letter, then say I'm ready to talk whenever you are and leave the room. She will probably be upset, but you can't go through life like this. Feel free to hit me up if you'd like to talk more about this.
Update. Hi all. First off, I want to apologize for not responding to every single post, reply, or PM. I am genuinely touched by the sheer amount of support I received, and I spent quite a few hours crying my eyes out as I read your messages and well wishes. The night after I wrote my original post, I wrote my wife a short letter. Thank you /witchy_woman 420 for the idea, that went something like this. Dear wife's name. I love you more than you can imagine, and the most I want in this world is for you to be happy. I understand that as a man I probably have no idea how intense the pain that you are feeling is. I'm doing my best to help you, but the fact that you won't help yourself is taking a toll on our marriage. I honestly cannot continue living like this for much longer, and our marriage is in jeopardy if you don't make an effort to get better. However, I want to get over this bump together and start working in the right direction together. I'm ready to talk whenever you are. With all my love, my name. I put the letter on top of her laptop and went to bed. The next morning, March 16th, I woke up a bit earlier than usual to fix her a double helping of her favorite breakfast, blueberry pancakes, bacon, scrambled eggs, and fresh squeezed OJ. When I walked into the bedroom with her food, I saw her reading my letter. When she saw me, she put the letter down, got out of bed, threw herself into my arms, and started crying. Full-on, Niagara Falls level crying. I hugged her tighter, told her I love you so much, and started crying too. I honestly don't know how long we stood there hugging each other and crying. It could have been 10 minutes, it could have been an hour, I didn't care. When she stopped crying, she promised me that she would go to therapy. Reddit, you guys don't know how thrilled and proud I was when I heard those words. She then asked me if we could go on a trip to Japan because, in her words, I really need to leave this fucking house for once and get some fresh air. I was so fucking proud of her when she took the initiative in planning our trip. She's always been a methodical, organized person, and as she booked the flights and hotels, I saw in her eyes the same spark that made me fall in love with her 8 years ago. We just finished packing for the trip and she fell asleep with the faintest of smiles on her face not too long ago. We have a 5 a.m. Uber to catch, a trip to enjoy, and both therapy and dog shopping sessions lined up when we return. We're not quite out of the tunnel yet, but we can see the light at the end. Edit, I'm going to bed. Thank you to everyone who followed my story and offered their well wishes.